Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Kelly. Today I'm going to take you guys on a tour of my fairy core slash magic core glade. This is home to Merlin, Mother Gothel, Ursula, and myself. I've put the cottage skin on my house down here and made like maybe like where a witch would live in the woods kind of look to it. So anyways, this is the entrance coming in from the meadows. And let's take off down here and take a look. And of course, Donald is going to come and get in the way. At least it's not Maui. What I did was I used a lot of these root arches up at the entranceway here to kind of denote different sections as you pass through. And I did put two up at the entrance because it's such an awkward space. See, the camera's fighting me already for supremacy here to the best angle. But what I did is I put both of the root arches. One is going there. It just kind of separates it, makes it look like there's more defined areas that we're entering. So anyways, let me go back over this way so you guys can see this entrance a little bit better. That is the pillar tree from the Sunlit Plateau. I moved that down here from Mirabelle's Rainforest. I did steal, and I have to beg, barter, steal, and delete a lot of stuff as I move to decorate these different biomes, simply because I put so much detail in them, and otherwise I just wouldn't have the inventory for it. I wouldn't have the gosh, can't think what to call it, the count. I would have too many, the item count, good gracious. I would have too many things and I wouldn't be able to place anymore. And plus, I don't have enough items, even though I have a lot of stuff. I don't have a whole lot of different stuff. So sometimes I have to use similar items to make these videos. So anyways, without further ado, let's go. I'll stop rambling. Anyways, right here, I did like a circle like I do a lot in a lot of my biomes. And like I said in my last videos, I do it really just to add some depth and give it some dimension. And it goes all the way around to both root arches. I think what I will do first is take you straight ahead first. Let's get out of these trees. I did use, I wish we had so many more of them, the new trees that we got, the Dreamlight trees. I wish we had gotten so many more of those because they work so great in a fairy theme because they've got the little sparkles and it's so pretty. Give you guys the wide angle here so you can see. This is my first fairy circle. Let me go in there so you can see it a little bit better from the top view. And I just use pebbles. You could use rocks, you could use whatever you'd like. I use the pebbles just because they're dark and I wanted to keep kind of a dark tree and dark stone. All of these stones that I've used are from Forgotten Lands. So they are Forgotten Lands. Large rock, regular, this rock right here, I can't remember if it's just called rock, I think. Forgotten Lands rock, and also the Forgotten Lands pebble clusters. I use those a lot. I use those on the pathways here, as you can see. Let's go back out and I will take you on the walkway. You know what, first I'll give you a look around. Let's take a look around. Tree stumps, flowers. Those there are the they're called tall torches, even though they're not very tall, which I like that. I like that they're low, but not ground low, so that it gives it that eye level kind of look to them and keeps things looking more I don't know, gives it almost like of course a fairy core, which is I'm going for here, but also too, if you have it near the castles and stuff, it has like that medieval torch kind of look to it, and I like that. All right, let's take a walk. All of these are ruins that you craft from the blueprints that you get from Eric. And they take a lot of stones, so you guys have to do some grinding to make multiple of them. And back here I put Goofy's stall. And this is kind of par for the course with my goofy stalls. They're kind of hard to make goofy stalls look fairy core. So what I did is just kind of stuck it in here with some of the trellis lattice fences and just little doodads like books and sacks and barrels and that stuff. Most all of the bushes I use in here are from Forgotten Lands. A lot of the rocks and the I use a lot of the trees. That tree straight ahead is from Forgotten Lands. Let's go across here so you can take a look. And this, I used in my thumbnail, this view, because it's so pretty. You can see Merlin's house from here. Just really pretty. I used a lot of purple, a lot of red, of course, a lot of green. But just made it look like a forest that fairies would live in, you know? Give you all the angles here. And I will do an overhead view after we do a walk around. Back here where we found that orb for the quest for Mother Gothel, I believe it was. I think that they're going to eventually do something with this. I mean, what a waste if they don't, because that looks like actually where the fairies lived in the movie. I just put a couple of stumps here just to kind of make it look like an entrance to that area. Let's turn around here so we can enter and you can see. Again, a root arch, and this here I used all of the pillars that I could move and made this look like, you know, just a magical walkway with the magical pillars with the magical pillars. A lot of flowers, and I used a lot of the foliage for the Glade as well as from the Forgotten Lands. Coming up on Merlin's house. And with Merlin's house, I just used a lot of these similar items to make it look like his house is bigger than it is. The reason I use the clocks is because it had the same kind of coloring in it, and it also had the same kind of blue glow to it, which I liked. And everywhere, just a lot of the butterfly flowers and a lot of the foliage. I also used some of flowers from different biomes. I stuck with the oh gosh, what kind of flowers are those? Yellow star lilies, I think is what those are called. And then we have some of the purple falling pestimons, and I used some of the red nasturtium from the Forgotten Lands. I probably pronounced every single one of those wrong, and I apologize, but that's what I call them. Let's see, let me take you over here to see Merlin's little table and his cauldron and his little magic area. What is very, very cool is Merlin will come over here and he'll do like a little, like he's doing spells and magic. He'll do them at the table and he'll also do them at the cauldron. I was hoping he'd be over here when I was taping, but unfortunately he's not, but he will. He'll sit here and he'll do different magic spells and he'll do different actions depending on where he's at. When he's over near the book and the table, he does that bell ringing spell that he does. When he's over here at the cauldron, he waves his wand and does a little magic action. I will take you over here to see Mother Gothel also. And of course, because she's a baddie, I put some thorns around her area. It's like Elsa's casting her own spell there at the cauldron. Gave her a little table. The mortar and pestle, that's Rafiki's bowl, and just different sizes of candles along with a book. And of course a cauldron. Turn it around here so you guys can get a better angle. Well, it's hard with these so many trees. This is the Well of Souls that we got around Halloween. And I just let the mushrooms pop up where they were. I was hoping they would pop up. You know what I was really hoping is I heard that we were supposed to be getting some mushroom furniture. I haven't seen a single mushroom related piece, so I'm hoping that it's just delayed and I haven't missed them. Um, but like I said, I haven't seen a single one. So as far as mushrooms, I got lucky where they landed, you know, and they popped up during the spawn. I did also leave the harvestable mushrooms too. I'll take you back here. I did some little details back here. Lots of flowers around the pillars and foliage and rocks and that kind of stuff. Back here, of course, I put in two of the graves. I used two of the fallen pillars with some of the Mickey Mouse faces that you can get in Scrooge's store. The pillars that are laying down that look like graves, you also get those as from blueprints from Eric and his castle. Fallen log. And then just to fill in some space, I put a wheelbarrow that I crafted, or cart, I think it's called, and a stack of the pumpkins and some barrels. I am filming on my Switch, so I have a little bit of lag. That's why I'm going slow. I'm trying to keep things from, you know, give them a chance to spawn or to, you know, to show up where it's lagging. Hopefully, I will get my new gaming computer soon. It's hard though with the computer I have to play on the PC plus use the OBS plus on top of that record to the computer itself. So right now I'm having to do what I have to do. Unfortunately, I lose some of the graphic value, and it looks so pretty on the PC. If you can, I recommend getting for the PC, but you can also wait until it becomes free, and then you won't have to pay any money to cross-platform. But this is my other fairy circle, and like I said, I will do an overhead in just a few minutes. Give you guys a look here. Sorry, they fighting with the tree there with the camera angle. And this is kind of inspired, like if you're familiar with the Isle of Wight in Scotland, at certain times of year the trees look all purple, and it's and they have a big fairy, you know, thing with that also. So I kind of just tried to do something here that resembled that. And of course, I know it doesn't look exactly the same, but I thought I would go with something familiar or similar to that. This is very similar to what I did in one of my builds up in the Frosted Heights. I kind of made just a little walk around this rock, and a little pathway kind of look to it. Give you guys an angle. Well, but yeah, lots of purples, different shades of purple. I think it looks very pretty. And the rocks have a purple hue to them too, which adds to all that. So it's actually a really pretty look, I think. And here we're coming up on Miss Ursula. I couldn't take the pathway all the way to the edge there because it was too tight, and I didn't want to have to redo this whole area. So I did just step areas using some of the same path. This is the leaf strewn path. I use this as opposed to the mud path just because it had more of a texture look to it and gave it kind of that woods swamp kind of look together without just being mud. What would also have been really pretty in here was the pathway that you get up in the Forgotten Lands. But it's just, I didn't have enough resources to make all new pathway, at least as many as I would need for this area. But that would have looked really cute too, I think. And I thought she would fit in here because she's, of course, she's magic, but also because she's got the pretty bright purples and the blues that go with the same tones that I'm kind of got going on in here. Also because she's a baddie, she gets thorn too. I did the best I could to kind of fill it in and make it look like you would see, you know, my idea of what how a fairy forest glade would look. And over here, I did do a little area. Of course, this is my house with the cottage skin. And this would be just like if there was a witch in the woods or a witch, you know, something of that effect. I was really excited. I finally got Anna's picnic blanket. So of course I had to use it. So I just stuck it in there. The Notorious Minis clock. Did that just to kind of give some height. And it did fit with the whole kind of old world theme kind of feel down here. Oh, I can't get through here because that's stone. Hold on, let me break it up. And back here on the side of my house, I just did like some of the Poor Unfortunate Soul bookcases, I think they're called. Of course, a cauldron, of bikes and barrels, and my own table here with some books. Oh, hello, Miss Moana. And this, of course, is the other entrance that leads from the meadow. Get these stones. Where'd the other one go? There it is. I don't know if I can get to it from over here. No, I can't. That's all right. We'll find it later, won't we? All right, let me give you guys an overhead view here. It's gonna be a little tough with some of this for the trees, but I'll try the best I can to get you guys a good overhead. This right here, of course, is the entrance. You have the sunlit pillar. I'm sorry, I'm trying to make it so it doesn't spin too high because of the trees. This thing goes so fast. All right, let's slow down there. All these little individual stones that are popping up are actually those clusters of stones. It's just that the lag from the switch. But this is my fairy circle. Let me see if I can get over top of it, and I will go down some. But all I did was I took the pebbles and the best I could, made 2 circles, one inside of the other, and then just added some of these ruins and some of the other little Forgotten Land, different size stones. And then those are just crystals. Okay, let's go back this way, and I will pull up just a bit. You guys can see, let me go up a little higher. There we go. And again, this is a walkway that goes around. I try to do that a lot with my builds. I'll do like a centerpiece and walk around it. Up here, of course, we've got Goofy's stall. This is the bridge that crosses over. so fast. Kind of hard to show you guys because of the trees, everything from above, but you can get the gist. Let me go up high. There we go. You miss a little bit of the detail, but you can see how I did the pathway. Again, over at Merlin's house. And how I do the curved paths, if you can tell a little like ghosts, better angle to see the curved pathway, is I stagger it. I stagger the different walkways kind of in like a stairway, a stair step kind of pattern, and then I'll go through with rocks and help round it out. And you can turn the rocks, and when you turn them into different positions, it gives it more of that illusion of roundness. Again here, oh, Mother Gothel's tree is going to get in the way. Let's see what I can do here. Oh, stupid tree. Get you guys an overhead. There we go. And that's another one of course, the large fairy circle that I made next to Merlin's house. Again, I just use pebbles, rocks of different sizes from the Forgotten Lands, and that is a craftable pillar. I think it's called a broken pillar, and that is from one of the blueprints from Eric. This Isle of Wight area. Let's go up a little bit, get away from this tree a little. But I basically, I just take my rocks, my large rocks first, and I set them out, and then I did a pathway between. And you're gonna have to, it's kind of a challenge to do. You're definitely gonna have to be patient and work around, especially once you start adding in trees, because trees can't sit on pathways, at least not the majority of them cannot. So you just gotta take the path out where you want to put a tree and see if it works and fits, and just keep messing around with it until you get that. And it never is going to be perfect. It isn't. But I don't mind that. I like the more natural, nature isn't always symmetrical and pathways are crooked kind of look to it. And then we have Ursula. I added, of course, you can tell by looking, I added a ton of the lily pads and the reeds for the Glade, all throughout there. And I did that in all the water throughout the whole Glade build. Okay, so look around. I'm gonna go into the tree here, so let's get around the tree. We can see that's the only thing. That tree is so big in the middle of Mother Gothel's tree that you can't really see very well around it. Get you guys a good angle. I don't know if I'll get a very good look from this side. All right, well, there she is, guys. I so appreciate you being here. Please give me some thanks back and like this video. And if you like what you see in the builds that I do, please subscribe. I should have another one out here soon. Let's see, there we go. Let's get that pretty angle. But thanks again. I hope everybody has a really fantastic day. I'm so glad you're here, and I hope I see you again soon. You guys have a fantastic day. Take care.